As the new year begins, many of us feel the pressure to set resolution, bold resolution. Often lofty goals like lose 20 pounds, save more money, or finally get organized. While New Year's resolution can be motivating, they often focus on fixing something we think is wrong with us. And when we don't achieve them, we feel like we failed. So can we do the switch and create a new intentions, like you want to have a goal and achieve it instead of resolution? Stay tuned for more details. We'll be right back. Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you for being here.
Welcome to the Your Life Now show, where your life and your business matter. Your host is a certified executive coach and trainer with the passion to help make the difference in the world. Your Life Now show brings you powerful resources and effective tips to help you manage your life and your business at its best. And now, here's your host, Coach Rea.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are back with a new year, a new way of looking at things, new things to do, and new possibilities. So happy New Year, happy 2025. And I'm so grateful for you guys being here. My name is Rea Wolke. I'm also known as Coach Rea. I am the executive producer and a CEO of Your Life Now. Your Life Now is a professional executive coaching, training, and marketing company. On this show, we try to cover a lot of different topics related to our everyday life and business. What's going on with your life, what's going on with your business, and how we can make things better. Better and better. That is the thing. So with all that being said, I'm going to also say that this show is intended to be for information purpose and thought-provoking. If you are interested to learning more on how we could be supportive to you and be of service, please feel free to contact me directly at yourlifenow.info and also anywhere if you are on social media. I do also love people to contact me on LinkedIn and see how we can either collaborate or be in business of service to you. So again, that's yourlifenow.info, and I am so happy to be here with you guys and looking at the new horizon and what is possible ahead. If you've been following the show and if you listen to my previous podcast, we've been on the air for a long time, and I just wanted to remind you the show will be available everywhere you get your podcast. I also wanted to also mention, take that off the things that I must do. This platform, Blog Talk Radio, will be going away end of this month, and all our shows will be available on a different platform. But you can still listen. However, you can still listen to all our shows exactly the same place you would have gotten your podcast in the past. But it would not be Blog Talk Radio. I appreciate Blog Talk Radio for years. I've been with them since 2011 when I first started. I didn't know what I was doing, and they gave me the platform to do and have my voice being heard. So I'm so grateful for them, for all their team, and for all their support. So until we get everything moving into the new platform where I can direct the platform that I will be recording. However, you can still, again, I wanted to assure you that all the podcasts will still be available everywhere you get your podcasts going forward. So thanks again, Blog Talk Radio and the team for have allowed me to host my shows on your platform. And thank you for everything. And now back to our today's show. I'm so excited. As always, we all excited for something new. I always say, it's really the process and everything is, it needs to take its course, right? So we try to jump into things and we try to want to do things now, and we wanted to get it, thinking like, okay, we can do it and then figure it out later. Well, that doesn't always is the best way to do anything. So with all that being said, I just wanted to also remind you that I am a certified executive coach and trainer, and I'm also certified a leadership coach and also executive coach. I've been coaching executive for years, and I would love to have the opportunity of helping your team and yourself in a near future. So again, you can DM me directly or anywhere that you can connect with me, and preferably on LinkedIn, Rea Wilkie on LinkedIn. So thanks again for that. So today's show, I was to start the year talking about the difference between New Year's resolutions and setting intention. So again, welcome to our podcast, Your Life Now show with Coach Rea. And today we're going to explore ways to live with purpose and intention. We are diving into the important conversation of setting intentions versus New Year's resolution. We know when the year began, many of us feel the pressure to set resolutions, right? And always say, it's like, what's your resolution for the new year? So a lot of people really think about setting bold resolution. However, again, if you heard me saying that before in the past, they don't really have their weight, because this is the issues with New Year's resolution. We often left to set goals like really kind of unrealistic kind of goals. Remember, we go back to goals 101, right? Setting goals 101, and they have to be realistic. They have to be focused, which is the first thing that I will be talking about here. The key word is focus, right? When we start focus exactly on what we want, what we achieve, follow the steps of how to set goals 101. If you need to be refreshed on that, of course, you can get that information anywhere. But setting goals, it's a basic 101 setting goals. So when we actually give ourselves really the weight of setting unrealistic goals, like saving money, losing weight, get organized, become like an entrepreneur overnight, or do things that are just like really just not really realistic. While resolution can be motivating, of course, because it makes us like I'm setting a resolution, I really want to do this, and it's motivating. But they often focus on fixing something we think is wrong with us. And when we don't achieve those resolutions, we feel like we have failed. So, do we really want to fail because we're setting ourselves for failure? No. Obviously, we can fail, we can set new, intentions or resolution, whatever, and learn from them. But the problem is we just repeat the same thing over and over, and we're not really getting that much done. So what if we actually shifted our mindset? Instead of resolution, let's talk about intentions. So if you trying to look up the word intention, like I intend to do something, I am focused on doing something. That's what true intention is, right? Our intention has to align with what we really truly want. So the first thing that we need to do is focus our intention on exactly what we wanted to achieve versus what we think we want to fix. Remember, New Year's resolution is like fixing something that is wrong, and instead of putting something new in place. New Year's resolution to me are very rigid. On the other hand, intention are not rigid goals. They are more like guiding principle, grounded in the present moment and aligned with our values. For example, so instead of saying like, I want to lose 20 pounds, your intention might be, I will nurture my body with care and respect. And instead of saying like, oh, I want to save money, my New Year's resolution is to save money. Try this one instead, this approach. I will approach my finances with mindfulness and gratitude. Now, the difference, it's obvious. Resolution focus on external outcome, while intentions focus on internal growth. It's on we know how we feel about things. What do we really believe it is, right? That we want to do. So do you want internal growth? Do you become stronger in your mind? Or do you want external growth that would actually be affected by everything else around you that kind of sets you for failure? It really is, the choice is yours. So resolutions can feel like a pass or fail test. Don't like that. But intentions allow space for self-compassion and progress over perfection. So as we we're still in the early first week of January. So as we step into this new year, ask yourself this simple question. What kind of person do I want to become? What kind of business do I want to have? What energy do I want to bring into my life? So setting intentions give us the freedom to evolve and to adjust while staying true to ourselves. That some might resonate with you, some might not resonate with you. But if you really look back into all the New Year's resolutions that you have set in the past, how many of them did you actually accomplish? Or they stayed strong? That's your answer for you. That's the question for you to answer yourself. But as I can tell you from studies, shows over and over and over again, that intentions are stronger because they are focused. I intend. Just think about the word intent. Like I persist. I am ready to accomplish this. So what is the key word here? I am focused on what I want. I am focused and ready to take the action step forward to make that intention a reality. Because everything creates our experience. So whatever we think about, whatever we intend to do, whatever we put forward is what's going to be coming forward, right? In the future, in your life, in your business. So in a nutshell, what I would like to say about, I am a big fan of intention. I set my intention every day, and I'm really, really so in tune with that. And like I said, in my teaching, I've been a coach, executive coach for many years, and I continue to learn. I continue to grow, and I still continue to educate myself and become more certified in a lot of different areas, so I can be better and better. Because nothing stands still. That's the truth. Things evolve, and things change, and new things come to play. So unless we are up to date with all these things that come and faces us, it's kind of hard for us to actually, set good resolutions or good goals if we're not actually in tune and familiarize and more expert on ourselves and what makes us move forward and what makes us more stronger, more resilient, more successful, and so on and so forth. So what I would like to say here is this. Setting intentions give us the freedom to evolve and adjust while staying true to ourselves. That's it. Simple. So let's go and let's begin. And let's let go of the pressure to achieve and embrace the joy of becoming. And become what we intend to do. So what is your intention for this year? After all, we should really remember that growth isn't a destination, it's a journey. And everything is a progress. Progress is everything. I said it all the way around. So progress is everything. And when you set your intention, stay inspired by what you intended to accomplish, right? I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to dig into a little bit more into what possibly could keep you motivated and keep you inspired this year and the days ahead. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for being here.
Your Life Now radio show with Coach Rea will return in just a few moments.
Would you like to grow your business and advance professionally? We would love to be of service to you. We are expert in creating the right solutions for you and for your business. At Your Life Now, we know what it takes to succeed and to increase your bottom line and to grow professionally. So for more information, please contact us at yourlifenow.info. Again, that's yourlifenow.info. So welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Your Life Now show with Coach Rea. I am your host and executive producer, Rea Wilkie, also known as Coach Rea. So happy New Year again. We're still in the beginning of January 2025. So it's very exciting for something new. We all, have the excitement, of something new. So when it comes to New Year's resolution, we talked before the break about, switching from New Year's resolution to setting a focus, intentional intentions. And, I kind of went through a little bit of what my thinking about why intentions are more valuable, because they are focused. I intend, just the word, I intend to do something. I am persistent, I am focused, I am ready to move forward. It's about taking that step forward. Instead of putting a weight on ourselves for New Year's resolution, and then with it, when we don't accomplish those New Year's resolution, we feel like we failed. Or New Year's resolution about fixing something wrong with us or whatever it is. I'm not a big fan. So I'm trying to encourage you to look at it in a different way and see, how you can make the shift. And again, I am a certified executive coach and trainer. I worked for many years with executives and also with business owner, entrepreneur, individuals, and help them achieve and be what they ought to be, I guess, in that sense. So I'm trying to speak from knowledge and expertise here, not just making things, as I go. So again, this podcast has been in place for many years, and this platform, Blog Talk Radio, will be going away, but the podcast will remain, and then it will be available everywhere you get your podcasts. So just to get that out of the way. So going back to intentions, why we have to be so clear and specific to define what, we have to be like, what is success to us? How do you define success? What does it mean to you to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish? So I always encourage everyone that I worked with, and encourage my listeners for years now, to write things down. Make your priority list. Get in the habit of writing things down. It makes so much sense to do that. I do it every single day, and I can reap the benefits from it, and my clients reap the benefits from it. And I see it happening all the time. When we focus and we write things down and we review those things that we wrote down, and we look how we can move things around, because nothing is set in stone, right? Nothing has to be on the priority list today, and then tomorrow you might find out that you have to move things up or down because your priorities change. And that's okay. What I like about intention or setting intention, they are focused. As long as, we go back, and I mentioned it before the break, goal setting 101. the first certification I got was like, let's say over 15 years, more than that. So, and I've been working in the training, even in corporate, before I started my own business. So I can tell you, setting goals, just going back to the basic, is the simplest way to actually really explain that. But you have to be affirmative. You have to use positive and affirmative language when you talk to yourself. I am also a certified self-talk trainer. If you are not familiar with self-talk is, I will do another show on self-talk on a master class as well on self-talk. So stay tuned for that. But let's rewind, take away the word but. However, when we actually know and understand how we speak to ourselves, and what kind of language we use to kind of motivate us, or what kind of things that we, makes us, inspire us, is really important. And it's also important to cancel out all the external noise. We talked about before the break how your internal growth is more important than external growth. Meaning, when you grow as a person, you are so solid, you can pretty much affirm and do anything, because you're coming from place of strength, versus the external world or external, growth is always up for change, right? And things can happen, and then you find yourself as like, what do I need to do? But when you are strong in the inside, you can pretty much accomplish anything, literally. And that's, the simplest way to put it. So I'm going to give you an example of some of the word to avoid, like avoid vague and negative words, such as I hope to, or I don't want to. These are not really exactly something that it's going to actually make you change you on the inside. It's just basically, it's like you're really not clear, on what you want, and you're just kind of like wishy-washy, I call them, right? We've heard that thing before. So the best thing, again, like I mentioned, write things down. Write down your intentions. Write down your intention, how, they have to be so clear. Clarify, focus, and remember, those all your goals. Your intentions are your goals. I mentioned, use a journal, sticky note, other tools, but whatever works for you, and write your intention regularly, every single day. It's like your priority list. Very important. And remember, progress is everything. Progress is everything. It's a journey. It's things that we need to process every day and work with every day, right? And to review everything. And if we need to make a change, we need to make a change. If we need to implement something new, then we need to implement something new. When you set your intention, really, think about like a visualization. I know, a lot of people don't really think about visualization, but we are, most people are visual, right? Like, when we see something, we like automatically, we make a decision on it, whatever. But when we actually do internal visualization of visualizing exactly what is it that we want to achieve, what are our intention, how do they feel when we achieve them? What will they do for us, for me, for my business? Who would you be when you accomplish these intentions? Visualization literally helps us create a vivid, realistic picture of our desired future and boost our motivation and confidence. So act on it. Make it like every day. I have ritual that I've shared here before, and this is professional, so people who listen to business, they're not into these things, but they do work. I have a ritual every single morning before I get out of bed. I spend a few minutes in bed trying to do self-hypnosis, right? Basically getting myself ready for the day. And the self-hypnosis that I do, it's inspired by the work of Jose Silva, where you do countdown. You close your eyes, you take a few deep breaths, you close your eyes, and you count. For me, I count from 25 to 1. And on the count of 1, I repeat to myself that I'm going deeper and deeper. Every time I count the number down, remember, this is mentally. You're doing this mentally. And then when you actually get to the point of, the 1, right? So you count it from 25 to 1. You tell yourself mentally, now that I've reached number 1, I am at a deeper level of mind, deeper than before, and I have complete control over all my sensing faculty. Now, every suggestions that you make, you basically, thinking about what you want. A lot of time that takes a practice. You can write these things down beforehand and just keep repeating them in your mind till you actually get it done. I have a bunch of things that I say to myself, repeating myself exactly what the day is going to be like. What am I grateful for? What am I want to happen? What, some call it affirmations, right? Simple as that. But most affirmation don't work for most people, and the reason why for that, because they basically repeating something they don't really understand. So it has to actually be realistic to you. It has to be something that you really believe that you can achieve. And then you do that, and you spend maybe it depends on how long, for me, it's probably half an hour or could be 25 minutes. It depends on, what my schedule is, but I set time every single morning for this purpose because it set the tone for the rest of the day. And it's simple as that for me. So I'm sharing this with you, whether you would like to practice this or to give it a try. I'm really happy to actually be more of help if you reach out, and I can tell you exactly how you get it done. But beside that, visualization does work. But here again, intention by themselves don't really do anything. You need to take action. It's all about taking that action step forward, right? You need to take action steps. Going back to setting goals, because intention, it's like creating and making goals. Break down your intention into smaller and manageable steps or goals. Plan your action steps and schedule them in your calendar. So today, this is what I'm going to be doing. I have a planner here in front of me. I work on my digital. I got a lot of things. They are all over the place. So if I don't have things in front of me, I'm always, I have my digital, right? So I can write things down. I got a note. I have my iPhone. I write in my notes. My iNotes, I write in my journal, I write, so I'm always writing things down so I'm not missing out. And then I can review them back and then just making sure that I am going to take that action step. And what is it that I need to do? What kind of obstacles runs in my way? And how can I actually come up with another action steps to overcome that obstacles? And of course, as I mentioned before, your intentions should be start smaller and manageable. Take those steps, plan your goals, plan your action step, and schedule them again in your calendar. Again, priority list, very important. So, and then now you got to track your progress. And then you got to celebrate your achievement. It's very important. I don't know you guys, but I am so big on gratitude because I always, I'm grateful for the things that has not even happened yet because I have them. I'm intending to achieve them. These are the things that I plan on doing, and I'm grateful for them because I know I'm going to achieve them. And they might not be exactly the way I planned them, but they're going to be maybe even better than I planned them. So when you track your progress and you celebrate your achievement, it makes you feel good about yourself. Remember when we talked about New Year's resolution? People like to have New Year's resolution because it keeps them, it's motivating, right? Something new. I'm going to set a resolution. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, whatever. But just imagine when you actually achieve things, how great that is. So remember to actually celebrate that. Celebrate your achievement, and then more importantly, trust the process. Trust the process. That setting the right intention for success does not guarantee that everything will go smoothly, but it will help me move forward. And so trust the process and understand that setting the right intentions for success does not guarantee that everything will go smoothly or exactly as you planned it. You might encounter some challenges, setbacks, or changes along the way. But don't get discouraged. Don't let that discourage you and make you give up. Trust that everything, again, trust the process. Trust the process. Trust that everything is working for your favor and everything is happening for your highest good. New you and better way of thinking and achieving, because we understand at this point that intention creates our reality. What we intend to happen is our reality. So it orchestrates the fulfillment of our dreams and our goals. So in other words, as most guru says, intention is about fulfillment. So make sure that your thoughts, your feelings, your action reflect your true intention. So take an inventory of your expectation. What do you expect to happen today, tomorrow, in the near future, a year from now, 5 years from now? These are present goals and future goals. And as we mentioned before, to keep in mind that your expectations are the seeds of your intentions. So, are you ready? Are you ready to bring on this year ahead and make the impossible possible? Are you ready to grow and evolve and transform in a way that you'll be proud of yourself? And you should be proud of yourself at any time, because we are all the creation of our doing, right? And we're all doing our best to make the best of it. So keep that in mind. Don't be hard on yourself, because I know I'm very hard on myself. And I always say, it's like, I did not get where I am because I was so easy with myself. I was taught by my father for years, as a woman, and that I need to really be strong minded, strong in my actions, strong in my the process that I do, whatever I do every single day, is just to make things better and better. So again, this is just an introduction to what I believe, why intentions is better. Setting intention is better than setting goals. Setting the resolution. This is why I believe that setting intentions are more valuable than setting New Year's resolutions. Comment, let me know what you think. Reach out and tell me your feedback. I always welcome positive feedback. Again, I really, I always say it's like, stay away from negative people. That's my motto for the year. Also is, there's a they say, surround yourself with high energy people and do business with low energy people. I don't know, don't worry, because I'm not, saying that I work with low energy people, but I'm just saying you always need to surround yourself with high energy people, positive people that bring the best in you as well. Because I always feel like I am very high energy person, and I always feel like, I might get disappointed when I'm surrounded that I don't feel it's really matching my energy. So don't feel like you have to compromise when it comes to that. And I know in business sometimes it's difficult, to kind of stay away from that. But you know what? When we surround ourselves with high energy people and people who are positive, and they really believe the process, and they willing to do the work, and they mindful, and they kind, and all these things can be really very rewarding in life and in business. So I wish you all the best this year until we meet again for the next episode this year. I thank you for being here and for joining us, and for making life better every day. Remember, we do little things can make a huge difference in the world that we live in and in the world around us, right? In our own small world and the world around us. So much love to all. And one more thing, it takes collaboration and mutual agreement to make the impossible possible. So go ahead and collaborate. I am a big believer with collaboration. So reach out to me if you think you want to collaborate in any way, or I could be of service, because I would love to do that. And look for insight, and know what works, because sometimes when we don't really pay attention to insights are really a huge advantage for us to actually learn, to do things differently too. So look for insight and learn from them. Learn from your mistakes, because you know what? I hope you do not repeat same mistake, but we all make mistakes, and that's part of growing. So don't be hard on yourself. Until next time, much love to all. Peace, love, and light to all.